Welcome to Nole, the official podcast of the College of Arts and Sciences at Florida State University. I'm your host, Amy Walden, the Assistant Director for Visual and Social Media with the college. And today we welcome FSU alumna, Dr. Andrea Friall. Dr. Friall earned her bachelor's in biology at FSU before going on to earn her medical degree from Howard University and her obstetrics and gynecology training at Tulane University. Today, Dr. Friall is a physician and partner with North Florida Women's Care and the Chief Medical Officer for Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare. She also currently serves on the FSU Foundation Board of Trustees and is an associate clinical professor in the FSU College of Medicine. Dr. Friall, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much for having me.
So before we dive into all that you've been up to since graduating from FSU, can you tell us why you decided to attend FSU and what your college journey was like?
Sure, Amy. Decision to come to FSU was actually very easy. My sister was already in attendance here. In fact, this is the very library she studied in Dirac.
Oh, how cool.
And so she was a computer science major. We're 3 years apart. And so my senior year, as I applied to many different universities and had opportunities, I loved the campus of FSU, which all of the brick was so beautiful. I grew up in Central Florida, which is right outside, in Castleberry, right outside of Orlando. And very flat, pretty, but nothing like Tallahassee. So it was a very easy choice to come up here.
I agree with you. The campus is beautiful. You were the first in your family to attend medical school. Can you talk about what inspired you to become a physician?
Well, that's a little multifactorial because we all say, when you're young, there's so many different opportunities. I did, however, lose my mother when I was very young, and I had a lot of questions about life and the cycle of life. And so science became something that I was very interested in, but it was also something that came very easily to me. So I was trying to figure out where all of that would tie in together. And when I was a Girl Scout, again, back to my older sister, she was in a Girl Scout troop with a nurse leader. And I loved Mrs. Dillo. She was always very kind. And she worked at the hospital. And I asked her a little bit about what she did and wanted to know who delivered babies. And so she told me all about that. And I kind of just stuck it in my pocket like, oh, I think I'll do that. And then went on about my life. So from after 7th grade and just studying hard, she told me, in addition, without having my mom at a young age, my father did also lean on the Girl Scout troop and Mrs. Dillo, who talked about the menstrual cycle. And so I became fascinated with that whole process also. So a little bit of that tied into just, going through school, I figured out that that's what I wanted to do. So there was no one else that was in my family that was a physician, but that piqued my interest. And besides, I don't think I had the voice to be Whitney Houston, nor was I tall enough to be a model. So all of those things didn't really work out. So I stuck to medicine.
Well, it all worked out now, I think. And you went to school for biology. What advantages do you feel that earning a degree in biology gave you when it came time for medical school?
Honestly, that's a very tricky question because when back in the day, I'm older or more mature, but everyone would tell you that you needed to be a biology major, not necessarily a pre-med track, but just biology and chemistry. I loved chemistry. I actually loved biochem, but you also needed the grades. And it was very difficult to get really high competitive grades back then and go to medical school. So we were told to do biology. I was actually blessed with the opportunity when I got into biology. We were in the weed out class, and I remember thinking, there is no way I'm going to get into med school. All of these people like a C is an A, it was just horrible. You're just kind of trying to ride the curve. And ended up realizing that you were still just it was like information vomit, so much information that you're learning. You pass, you get through all of it. You have to realize that you have to give yourself some grace. But of course, when you're going through it, you don't know that. But biology as a major was the basis of learning about life and in the classroom and outside of the classroom. So that major was actually pretty exciting, and ended up being a TA in biology in the end. So it was the right place, but it was scary because I didn't know what to do to become a physician, honestly. And then I thought, what was I going to do with the biology degree? Well, it turns out there's plenty you can do with the biology degree. And now there's so much more you can do with the biology degree, with biomed and so many advancing technologies that there are. It's just amazing how everything has been pushed together. So biological sciences certainly gives you that foundation that you need for anything that comes your way.
Yeah, it's actually one of the biggest majors at FSU right now. And I saw the incoming class. It's one of the largest for them, too. So it continues to grow.
Good luck to them.
Can you tell us more about your current roles, both with North Florida Women's Care and as Chief Medical Officer for Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare?
Sure. I have a blended role now, and I'm excited to be able to do that. I've practiced obstetrics and gynecology since 2001 here in Tallahassee. And so delivering babies, being on call 4 to 6 times a month, and being on call means you spend the night and you're available for at least 24 hours. So I did that for years. And then opportunity came for additional leadership. The other thing that you have to do that you need to do as a physician is find some balance. Some people find it with activities, family. I actually enjoyed participating in organized medicine. So participating in the American College of OBGYNs, which is our kind of governing advocacy body, gave me the opportunity to give back to my providers, physicians, as well as the patients. So with those leadership skills and those types of activities, I was able to kind of move over to the chief medical officer role. And that role, it is an administrative role that mixes medicine with credentialing and a supportive role. So I'm the liaison between everyone. I said we're like the spider web, and I am reached out into all of the different areas. So it is quite a web. But the center and what centers me is being able to take care of my patients. So as I have matured with my patients, I've kind of shuffled my practice from the bustling OBGYN hustle to more of a gynecology, women's health focused and surgical, minimally invasive practice.
Great.
So I don't do anything. I just watch TV all day.
No, not at all. You and your husband endowed the Walter T. King Scholarship and the Black Alumni Scholarship Fund in your father's name to support other first-generation medical students. Why was this important to you?
Well, so my father was actually born here in Tallahassee in 1935. And as he would say, he would, when he was, I think, in high school, wash dishes at FSU. So
oh my goodness.
It was looked a lot different back in those days. Mm-hmm. And so my father, after, my mom passed, raised us all, he was very selfless. And it was important to my husband and I to give back to the university and to students that were like me, that maybe didn't have everything they needed handed to them. But when I was a second-year medical student, you have to take what's called Step 1 or USMLE Step 1, and it's $1,000. And it was everything we did to get into med school, but I didn't know there was more fees. Like things just keep popping up. And so I just wanted to give back so that when someone gets slapped in the face, you think, oh, they're in med school, they don't need any money. Oh, yeah, they do. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah. And so there was no one for me to ask for those things. I mean, there was, in a sense of any one of my family members would have graciously given me that. But you're independent. You're in right. Grad school. You want to try and do this on your own. So the scholarship means a lot. So my father did pass away last year peacefully with everyone loving at his side. And he was able to hear people thank him for that scholarship. And that was one of the best gifts that I could have. So we will continue to give to students at the university. And it just has been a wonderful opportunity and to have it in his name. So
what a wonderful legacy. That is just so touching. We mentioned earlier that you also serve on the FSU Foundation Board of Trustees. What does that role mean to you?
Oh, the students. So the opportunity to figure out, not only for the students, but our graduate students and our faculty, how to raise money so that we can give students the best opportunities and to reduce burden on them so that you can truly be here for education and for opportunities to learn more, engage more, create. That's what we're here for, right? This is that age of students being able to be creative, be themselves, give, and learn and be able to get into the community with the tools that they need. And to do that, we need a fiscally sound university. And so we need to build the ability for the alumni as well as others to give to the university and support us so that our students can thrive.
That's wonderful. What advice do you have for students as an alumni yourself who may be interested in pursuing a career in the medical field?
Oh, go for it. I will say that the medical field is growing, changing, and always there for those who are selfless. If you go into medicine to receive, it's going to be a hard road for you. If you have everything to give, it's the perfect place for you. There is no beginning and end. Medicine is all day, all night, it's a lifestyle choice. And I do see that with new tools, new innovation, I'm counting on you young people, that we will be able to take care of all the people that actually do need our help. But we have a long way to go, and we have to recognize that when we go into the field of medicine, that people trust you. They have a high respect for you. They expect you to be not only reading the books, but writing the books, inventing the new procedures, innovative, thought-provoking, treating people as individuals and not as, cookbook medicine. So if you're going into medicine, please be innovative, thoughtful, empathetic, loving, caring, all of the things. That's what I would encourage anyone going into medicine to be.
I think those are wonderful things to think about and things that don't get brought up enough, for sure. So we end every podcast with our bowl of mystery questions. So go ahead and draw a question and answer.
All right, I'm in the middle. Ooh, my mystery question is cats or dogs?
Oh, nice.
This is easy. Dogs. Dogs are wonderful. I have a dog, and Bentley is the best.
Bentley. Oh, sweet. So what kind of dog?
He's a Labradoodle. He thinks he's human. His long eyelashes. And yes, dogs. But for the cat lovers out there, to each its own.
Yeah, I'm a cat lover, but I love dogs as well. I think both are the correct answers. So.
There you go.
Dr. Friall, thank you so much for joining us today on Knowledge. And if you would like to learn more about Dr. Andrea Friall, check out our story about her journey in Spectrum magazine, linked in the description box. Thanks for tuning into Knowledge, and we'll catch you next time.